Get ready for Off the Rails Right versus Left. Host Rob B. attempts to look at both sides of every political issue, as well as draw on the historic precedent and influences in modern politics, as well as the future being built by the leaders of our time. Like, subscribe, and sit back as we dive in at Off the Rails Right versus Left.
There we go. How's that work?
Much better. I seen your mouth moving, but nothing was coming out.
All right. Well, we're
intro,
here. Yeah, I redid that while we were off for a while. And, of course, I know Brad knows, but probably other people don't know. I've been getting ready to make a run for Congress for the Texas House of Representatives. I started going for District 17. But now, District 10 because of the redistricting. So that was fun. I'm pretty sure now that the FEC exists only to make it as hard as possible for people to run for office. So you got to have corporate sponsorship to get enough lawyers to sift through all the legal BS. So it shouldn't be that hard. Like, it drives me crazy. Anyway, we're live across all the platforms, so I hope everybody can make it. I'll try and flip back and forth as we go to catch any chats, because I've got a compiler that's supposed to catch the chats from all of them, but it's 50-50 on whether it actually works. I need to find a better one. Anyway, before we really get going, I wanted to start with the video, because I'm sure by now everybody's heard that Charlie Kirk was assassinated today. While, oddly enough, speaking about violence in America. So that's kind of crazy. So we got Democrats out here saying, oh, it's time to turn down the rhetoric and violence on both sides and all this BS. Well, they also keep saying, oh, we don't know his motivations yet. Well, let's see. Maybe it could.
One person.
Yeah, maybe it could be this.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that. on both levels. That this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Can you show me a reverse, the right being violent like that? Do you have an overlay of that?
No.
Well, why not?
Pretty much all they can point to is January 6th, where the only person who died was a conservative who got shot in the back by a Democrat police officer.
All right. Well, fair enough. Can you
and I
yourself into the camera?
Let's see.
You're kind of off to one side somewhere.
Is that better?
There we go. Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to get both my pew-pews in the camera. They look better than me, right?
Well, I mean, I can't really see them with the shine off of your head, so maybe.
All right, here we go.
Put a hat on. Not because your hands are white too.
It's a solar panel for the wisdom. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's pretty honest what exactly caused this today. I think Van Jones should be arrested immediately because
absolutely.
Yesterday he was on talking about how evil Charlie Kirk was and blah, blah, blah. Here today, Kirk gets shot. How is that not incitement to violence?
What about the mainstream media that's even right now trying to blame Trump and Charlie Kirk himself?
Oh yeah,
this is ridiculous. It's ludicrous. Do
Well,
they
and then
want the right to really get violent? Because it's not going to be good for them.
So,
I don't think they should, by the way.
And then they're also already trying to make it about guns. Well, let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
One gun, nobody's been shot. Two guns, nobody's been shot. Bow and arrow, nobody's been shot. Sword, nobody's been stabbed. Two guns in the house. Both my pistols are in the house. Nobody getting shot by any of those guns. Guns don't kill people. Leftists do. Yes.
I got my gun in my safe that hasn't shot anybody yet.
So, so if we want to stop the shootings, we do need to stop guns getting in the hands of leftists.
Crazy, or knives even, into schizophrenic people. And in fact, when
like
you're arrested 14 times and then let go.
The dude that killed Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit,
so,
he shouldn't have been out.
And you saw almost nothing about the dude that sawed a chick's head off on a bus.
Yeah. What about the
last
professor
month?
Well, just last week or this week, another professor was attacked and killed.
Mm-hmm.
Walking her dog. Come on, dude. Yeah, and it's all the mainstream media and their terrible, horrific rhetoric, and the fact that they just do not want to arrest people and keep them in prison. We're not going to arrest our way out of this. Yeah, you are. You can. Why is it that every big city minus one is ran by a Democrat and has a crime problem?
Mm-hmm. And even that one city is what? It's either Baton Rouge or New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the mayor has been a Democrat for 50 years, and the Republican just got in office.
Right.
So every other city has been run by Republicans for the last 50 years.
Well, you take a look at New York City when Giuliani won, and they did broken windows policing.
And the crime rate went down, and then he's gone.
Yep. In fact, it went down so much that it was so much of the national crime statistics that Bill Clinton decided he was going to take credit for it.
Right. So, I don't know. Overall, so on the Trump presidency, I have an issue. But my issue is not entirely...
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, my issue is not entirely Trump. Most of my issue is Congress. Which is why we need, the richest man in Congress, who I'm running against, Mike McCall. I don't know how I'm going to beat a guy that has $300 million in his bank account. But all I can do is knock on doors and talk to people and try. I need to get 50,000 people to vote for me, so...
You need to get out and do the Charlie Kirk treatment.
No, well, you know how hard it is to actually set up events when you don't have $1 million sponsors?
No, I know. There's a public square, though.
No, the public squares for rent for more than most people can afford.
Is it really? You have to rent that shit?
Dude, you can't get anywhere without paying.
You gotta get a permit to speak freely.
Yeah, you know what? Our county chair here owns a restaurant right in downtown. I might ask her if she'll host a town hall. Wonder if she'll charge me.
Well, she'll want something if you win.
Yeah, and here in La Texas, she actually ran for mayor, so I don't know, maybe she can like work with me and then I can help her get elected back as mayor because she's better than the crook we got in Crockett. But I'm actually here in La Texas. Here we got one of the people that works with the city council, like runs the restaurant across the street at the store, and she owns the church. Maybe she'll let me use the church to host a town hall. We'll see. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. So but yeah, like with all the games that they played with, huh?
Where else are you going to do it? On your podcast?
Well, yeah, and I'm going out to talk to people, and I've already signed up.
Where else are you going to do a town hall? I mean, like the little guy. I mean, it's like you said. You know,
I got to go out and talk to people one-on-one. I'm setting up to get spaces at like the Walmarts and stuff to like greet people and collect signatures. Because I mean, this is how messed up it is. So like, my opponent already has $3 million in his war chest.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to worry about collecting signatures. He can afford to pay the $3,000 for the privilege of running for office. I got to collect signatures so I can run for office. Like, I mean, if I end up having to pay, I will pay, but damn, you know? So basically, I'll have until the end of November to either get the signatures or get the money in. So, and I had to throw away like 100 plus signatures that I already had. You got to get 500. I had 100 plus signatures from like Nacogdoches and Lufkin. No longer in my district, so those are all trash. And all the signatures that I had collected before were for District 17. Now I'm in District 10. So, and it's actually kind of funny. I've been here in La Texas for like a year and a half, but now the way they changed the district, now where I used to live in Livingston is part of my same district now. So now I've actually been living in this current district for almost 5 years. But the guy that was in that district, I thought about running against him before I made the decision I was going to run against Pete and now Mike, because he was the same thing. He was like some rich dentist who never did anything once he got to Congress, except sit there and get rich. So, but on this, like, Republicans have got to pass bringing back asylums.
Yep.
Okay. Because the one thing that is consistent about all these shooters, whether it be schools or these political hits or stuff like that, they were all flagged to the authorities that they were crazy and going to hurt somebody. All of them.
Mentally ill.
Maybe
or repeat offenders.
Yeah. Maybe the one exception to that would be the shooter Robert who went by Robin.
Oh no, he was mentally ill. He thought he was a girl.
Yeah, but he wasn't he wasn't referred, but
his mom went and got his name changed, and then he sat there and regretted the fact that he went trans and was brainwashed by the trans community.
Yep, and it's time that if RFK is over the CDC and the NIH, why has the DSM not been changed back to say that transgenderism is a body dysmorphia and a mental illness, so we can actually treat the people for their mental illness?
Because part of their mental illness was the vaccinations.
No, but you get what I'm saying. He's over the NIH,
yes.
which sets the guidelines for the DSM. So,
right,
like, they need to get that put back in as a body dysmorphia in the same vein as anorexia and bulimia.
It's going to be the DSM-6.
But see, and it's none of it's going to matter though if Congress doesn't codify this stuff, and that's my problem with Trump. He's trying to do as much as he can, but what do we have? It's not getting passed by Congress. Well, why isn't it getting passed by Congress? It's not just the Democrats. We have all these 20-year Republicans that will not do anything except sit there and like Mike McCall. He sure ain't going to push for pharmaceutical companies to be sued for hurting people because they provide half the advertisement to his in-laws' company, iHeartRadio.
Right.
Well, gee, I wonder if his votes to protect the pharmaceutical companies lined up in any particular way with the $200 million in gifts that his father-in-law gave him.
Which is about the only thing that Bernie Sanders has that makes sense.
Yeah, but you get what
everyone. Yeah, I do. 100%. I'm with you 100%. I do not think. Look, we can't even advertise about cigarettes anymore, but we can advertise about drugs. You can't go prescribe yourself a drug. So why are they promoting these drugs so that you'll go talk to your doctor and make him?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Well, and
drug advertisement.
The thing that they did with putting, they got to put the side effects in there. They do put the side effects in there. It's not going to change anything. They just say them really fast at a lower timbre. It's harder to hear. And so fast, you can't really understand it. They hired the Micro Machine guy to put in all the side effects.
The Micro Machine. I don't think anybody knows that except for you and me and people older than us.
Oh my God.
Micro Machines.
Come on.
No, but
that'll be good.
But
go ahead.
But yeah, no. If we can't sell fucking nicotine products, or we can advertise alcohol, which has killed a lot more people in a longer amount of time than anything else, right?
Right.
You know, it's like people tell me, oh, you need to put sunscreen on. I'm like, dude, you realize that I'm like, dude, I burn and then I get dark. Yeah, but there's still melanoma. I'm like, dude, you realize that in a lot of sunscreens in the state of California, half of those fucking ingredients cause cancer? Is it weird that after people start using fucking sunscreen that they are getting fucking melanoma? I know it's been around long.
Gee, I wonder if it has to do with the heavy metals that they put in the sunscreen, like zinc.
Yeah. In fact, back in the day, they had to stop selling certain sunscreens because of the chemicals and shit that they were putting in.
All right, we're ready. So this is the guy that they have on all the pharmaceutical commercials talking about it.
This is the Micro Machine Man presenting the most miniature motorcade of Micro Machines. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible Micro Machine pocket playsets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more. Perfect pocket portables to take any place. And there are many miniature playsets to play with, and each one comes with its own special edition Micro Machine vehicle and fun, fantastic features that miraculously move. Raise the boat lift at the airport marina, man the gun turret at the army base, clean your car at the car wash, raise the toll bridge. And these playsets fit together to form a Micro Machine world. Micro Machine pocket playsets, so tremendously tiny, so perfectly precise, so dazzlingly detailed, you'll want to pocket them all. Micro Machines and Micro Machine pocket playsets sold separately from Galoob. The smaller they are, the better they are.
Now, it's not that ridiculously fast, but it's fast enough nobody's going to be taking notes on what the potential side effects they have that they might want to talk to the doctor about.
Well, and a lot of times those side effects just happen to be what you're trying to get rid of.
Oh, and I like almost all of them are like, or death.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Why would I want to take this?
So and Mike McCall, okay, so he's been sitting there the last, 15 years since the beginning of Obama, we've been having all this talk from all these politicians trying to incite violence against conservatives, saying that speech is violence and all this stuff. Well, why would you say something's violence? Because you want people to respond to them with violence.
But then they also,
and we get that now. You say,
go ahead.
Yeah, but then they all say, oh, political violence is never acceptable. Well, they're only saying it because after the hated against.
Well, and here's another thing. They say speech is violence, but also silence is violence.
Mm-hmm.
So...
and everything's violence except for violence because the violent criminals they keep letting out of jail. So they can go commit more violence that isn't violence.
Look, Rob, you got to understand.
Well, that wouldn't work for me. I've got the wrong skin color to get away with murder.
Rob, hurt people hurt people. Isn't that another thing that Van Jones was saying? This man was hurting. And hurt people hurt people. What? No. Crazy people hurt people.
Yeah, crazy people, aggressive people, angry people, emotionally disturbed people like Van Jones hurt people.
Or Whoopi Goldberg, who says she can't retire from The View because she didn't marry properly.
What the hell? That chick makes like $1 million a month or something like that.
I just saw that on the Daily Wire.
Man, how bad you got to be with money that you're making $12 million a year and you still can't support yourself?
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg says she's too poor to retire from The View because she didn't marry well.
Like, I locked up my retirement in a trust that I can't access until I'm 67.
What? You plan on working until you're 67? That's incredible. What? But you can get Social Security before then. Well, probably not because,
Yeah, and hey, I've never made $12 million a year, but I have a house, a tiny house, and 2 cabins.
Yeah.
And getting ready to build a third one over in Arizona at the acre we bought in Arizona too.
And I've made terrible decisions, and I have a house and 3 cars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in debt, but
yeah, I don't really have the debt. I don't. Like my mortgage payments right now are $170 a month for 3 acres. Like combined, $170 a month for 3 acres.
See, and you see that's because you made good choices.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, black, brown, fucking Asian, Indian, they all made good choices, and they're living better than me, and I ain't complaining about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
they probably don't have to work as hard as I do. But so look, this is really
the bottom line. What's his name? Brandon Carr over there at the FCC needs to pull MSNBC and CNN's license for the way they lied on the air today.
Yes, and the rhetoric that they're pushing.
Yeah,
have pushed for.
No, go ahead. I just forgot to take the stream.
They have been pushing for decades. Oh, since Obama decided to say that it was okay to fucking push propaganda. Sorry, I should probably watch my language a little bit.
So, no, I mean, I just think, the whole thing's, they've got to start passing laws to take care of this stuff. That's why dude, they keep talking about, we need to get the debt down. We need to, you know what I mean? I got a way to fixing the debt that the Democrats will get on board with.
I'm all ears.
In compensation for CEOs, in compensating them with stock options. Because here's what they do. So, say the stock for their company is worth $1,000 a share, right? Mm-hmm. So part of their compensation will be 20,000 shares in their company, which is $20 million, right? Mm-hmm. But then say the strike price is $1. So when they get them, they're only paying taxes on $20,000. But when they go to the bank to get a loan to live off of, it's an asset worth $20 million. So they can take out a $20 million loan and pay 3%. And by the time they have to pay that loan back, they got another 20,000 shares. So then they only pay taxes. If they wait 2 years, the only taxes they pay is a step down capital gains tax of 19% on the increase in value from that $1 to the $1,000. But not for all of it, just for whatever they cashed out to pay the loan back. And then they take a new loan on their new stock options. And then if they die before they pay back the loan, now that's just a short-term example. They can sit there and juggle the loans for 30 years, and then they die, and it passes to their kids. Well, their kids get it at a value of, like, immediately has to be exercised, right? So it becomes stocks, and it gets passed to their kids at the value that it's at now. So the difference between that $1 a share and the now probably $2,000 a share never gets taxed. That's how the billionaires avoid tax and pass on wealth without overpaying tax on it. So, and then I got another one that'll help get Republicans and Democrats on board. The estate tax doesn't apply to the first family home. If they own more than one houses, okay, then that counts. But the first home doesn't. That way, if you're talking middle class people that own a home and they pass it on to the kids don't have to sell the house in order to pay the taxes. But if they keep houses, they can sell one of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then they also need to make, instead of doing the step up like they do with the options right now, if you do own stock options, they have to be executed and then taxed before they go into the estate. While they're still in the estate has to pay the taxes on them. Because if you take away the estate tax, a lot of that money gets. Now that's all I want to tax for the estates, but guess what? That's the majority of the money that's getting moved from generation to generation is step up stuff like that. Then when it finally gets taxed, it's taxed at a lower rate. It never gets taxed as the income. Right. Then we need to get rid of business taxes because businesses don't pay taxes. The customers do. The citizens do. And if every item you touch, like went through 5 companies, so you're getting taxed 5 times on everything that you buy because 5 different companies had to pay taxes. So that'll lower the prices and the American buyer will have more money.
And that's after they had already been taxed before they got the money.
Exactly. So like for every dollar you spend, it gets taxed 8 times by the time you spend it.
Yeah, so $1 is really only worth 25 cents.
Exactly, if that.
I mean, that's exaggerating, but
not by much.
But yeah, I mean,
so that would fix that right there. The next thing that they've got to do is like, I'm sorry, the guy I'm running against, he's all about fiscal responsibility. Yet he's voted to increase all 20 years that he's been there. He's voted to increase spending and increase the debt, and then 200 times he's voted for extra spending that wasn't in the budget.
That just drives me bananas.
So, how about this one? You know how much money is in the Social Security Trust?
Not enough.
None. $0.
Yeah, they already borrowed it all.
No. Well,
why were we letting them borrow that money in the first place?
What do you mean letting? When they passed the law for Social Security, that's how they set it up. The money that comes in that doesn't get paid out, it immediately was spent on treasury bonds, which is debt to the government, and you get promised to get paid later off the trust, right? Well, now the trust can't. Now it's not getting enough money in, so now it's gonna go bust. Why is it gonna go bust? Because it's literally a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
So if a citizen does it, it's fraud. It's also fraud if the government does it.
Well, no, because the government's the one that made the laws.
Well, I know, but it's still fraud.
Yeah.
You can legalize it, but you're still defrauding the investor, which is the people paying into Social Security.
Right.
And that's easy to fix there too. Simply, and we got to get the people of the country on board with this. Pass an amendment that at no times may Congress spend more than 90% of the previous year's revenues, and any remainder after that spending goes half to paying down debt and half to bolstering a new Social Security fund that fund will be switched over into that has stock market index funds that will actually grow at 8 to 12% per year, like most stock index fund do.
You're talking W. Bush era type stuff.
I didn't say privatize it.
No, but he wanted to invest it into the stock market.
He wanted to privatize it, basically make it everybody's 401k.
Right.
That's what he wanted to do, like shift it into 401ks for people.
Which would have been better than it is right now.
Oh, definitely. But if we put it in the stock market with proven funds, it'll continue to gain at 8 to 12% a year instead of the 1 to 3% that the federal government's paying for borrowing it that doesn't keep up with inflation.
Right. Which is why most people on Social Security actually have to have a job.
Well, and here's the other part.
But you can't have a job on Social Security.
Here's the other part. The life expectancy when they passed Social Security was 61 years old, and the age to retire was 65. So you did not get Social Security unless you made it 4 years past the life expectancy. The life expectancy is 73 now.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, except for the fact that...
but they didn't change the age of Social Security.
Exactly. So it was only supposed to be a backup if you lived extraordinarily long and your reserves ran out.
Right.
That was it. That's what Social Security was for. You know how many people out of the 120 million Americans at the time the Social Security was created, you know how many got it? 53,000.
What?
Yep. And then the government spent the rest of the money and gave them IOUs. By law, that's how they did it. So yeah, Social Security law has to be fixed too, because now it's bankrupt because we cannot bring in enough money off of it. Well, I mean, I think we could if we get the revenues up enough, but in the meantime, we need to start supplementing it off of the base tax revenues, which means we have to stop spending.
Yeah,
we don't have.
Here's something that I think we need to do. Instead of being like, oh my God, this is the most racist thing since the freeing of the slaves ever. The Democrats are saying, who's going to clean your bathrooms and wash your dishes and pick the fruit? I'm like,
well, you're going to have to pay them a living wage, but Americans will do all of that.
Yes, Americans will do that, but children, let's let our kids work after school.
Oh God, yeah, right? Let them mow lawns, let them babysit, yeah.
Yes, let them pick the fruit, let them buck hay, and they could be paying taxes too.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, but then they'll end up growing up to be conservative and fiscally responsible. Huh? Shit, because they'll be like, we were making $5 an hour bucking hay. Of course, that was all under the table, but because we weren't really supposed to be.
But at the time, the minimum wage was $3.75, so we were still killing it because we were good.
Yes, but so then they'll be like, "Well, who is this FICA bitch taking half of my money before I even get it?" You know,
well, you remember right before my parents moved to the coast, I got my first job down there at the McDonald's. I'm just like, where the hell did all my money go?
Yeah, you plan it. You're like, okay, I work 8 hours. I'm making $4 an hour, or whatever it was at the time. And you plan out what your check is going to be, and it's like way smaller than you had expected. Where'd you go?
Yeah. You there?
Oh, you're here. I hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay, you just went robot for a second.
Oh, can you hear me now?
So, a little bit. It's still roboting a little bit, and you're freezing up. So I don't know if it's because if it's on my end because I'm streaming so much stuff, or if it's on your end. But I killed the camera. I intentionally killed the camera for a minute.
Oh, okay. So nobody wanted to see you picking your nose, anyways.
Yeah, I'm checking my internet.
Ah.
Let's see. Speed test this. I mean, it's not great, but I'm still getting.
I can see myself in my sound bars.
Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock, so we're starting to hit congestion. I got the I got the Starlink mobile, so I can take it anywhere with me. But unfortunately, that ends up to being lower priority, and Texas is the most congested state for Starlink.
Yeah, and everything that's going on right now with the whole, there's lots of people probably getting on trying to figure out what's going on with the sad day that we just experienced today.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, Congress needs to start acting. Like, Congress needs to start making referrals. I want to know, like, I don't know, these news networks that keep pushing this violent rhetoric, they've got to lose their licenses.
Yes, or they need harsh fines to be like, look, do you not realize you're the reason for all of this violence? Like, this is what I've been saying all day today. When you call somebody Hitler and compare somebody to Hitler, this is what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Like, I work with a guy who's he's not exactly a Democrat, but he really has TDS. He just hates Trump for some reason. And he was trying to tell me about how Trump was like Hitler by telling lies. I'm like, what has he lied about? What?
Nah, he tells some tall. He tells some
for
tales,
sure.
But he's way below average for a politician.
Yeah, and he's certainly not Hitler. I'm like, if he was Hitler, I wish he was more like Hitler, because then these news people wouldn't be saying half the shit that they were saying because they wouldn't be allowed to say it.
Well, let's see. Okay, so let's do a test of violence by party. The Republicans, they have a couple shootings. Like the one in Minnesota looks bad. Right? January 6th, which 99% of the people there were peaceful.
Yes.
So
there were some bad actors.
Yeah, well, and I still think a lot of those bad actors were paid by blue companies.
Well,
so
let's not forget Nancy Pelosi and Mayor Bowser refused the National Guard.
Exactly, which was on standby. And even Pete Hegseth, he was supposed to be on standby with them, but they pulled him from the standby at the last minute. So, anyway,
what are they going to say? Bernie
so
Getz? Bernie Getz was a product of Democrat fucking policies.
Okay. So let's look at the Democrat history of violence. They started a war to keep their slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Then they lost their slaves and spent the next 50 years lynching and hanging black people. And then they started the Klan to attack and harass black people and Republicans. And then they had the Black Panthers. And then...
Well, let's not forget the fact that they went down with civil rights.
Right. Well, I'm just specifically talking about violence.
The Weather Underground.
So then they also assassinated Lincoln, Kennedy, JFK, MLK, Malcolm X, tried to get Trump twice, tried to get Reagan. Now they assassinated Charlie Kirk. They faked a kidnapping of Governor Gretchen Whitmore.
Yeah, most of those people were feds.
I think the violence score for the Democrats is way higher than the occasional oddball violence that any general group's going to have that you get with the Republicans.
Oh,
so
Daniel Penny. Well, yeah, they tried to get that one, didn't they? Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse.
So here's the thing: we have laws against inciting to violence. We have laws against that.
And you just showed some,
and that whole video. That whole video was them inciting violence. Now they don't say go and do it, but guess what is the criminal standard? Intent. It's obvious their intent was to incite. So they didn't have to say the words. They intended to incite. I want arrests for incitement. But we're not going to get it under Pam Bondi, who to me is looking like a deep state rat.
Yeah, and the fact that
who's
Trump,
neutered Cash Patel and Dan Bongino.
and the fact that
I actually
Trump,
think Cash might be a deep state rat.
You think so?
Dude, if
look, I'm disappointed.
He said exactly what he said what he was going to do exactly the first day if he got FBI director. 2 years later, he got FBI director, and he's done nothing that he said he was going to do.
Yeah, no. In fact, he did the exact opposite.
He has not done one thing.
He came out and said that Epstein killed himself. That man is bass-ackwards, okay? And Dan Bongino disappointed me when he said that he believed he killed himself and didn't supply us with a very good reason as to what changed his mind. And I'm a big Dan Bongino fan. I trust him. I want more. I want to know what made him change his mind. What made Cash Patel change his mind? Because both of them were like, opinion? Dude, well, I'm sure you're going to say that I think they were showing a picture and saying, this is what happened to the last guy.
No. So this is what I think happened. I think the video from the suicide was not missing. But what it hides is who went and visited Epstein before he killed himself.
And we'll never know because...
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So, when I'm in Congress, I'm going to push for a law banning top secret information, banning the government hiding information from the people. Sources and methods can be protected without hiding the facts. There's no reason to hide anything from the people, because guess who is in charge of the government of this country? The people. Mm-hmm. And that is what Washington, D.C. has forgot, is that the people are in charge. They keep secrets for us. They tell us how our money should be spent. They tell us what we should put in our bodies. They tell us what we can do with our own land. Our federal government has forgot who owns and runs this country, and it's the people. And I need to clip that for a short, because that's going to be a good one.
Isn't that what we the people? It wasn't we the people of government, right?
We the government that oversee the people. No, it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
And that is the reason the Second Amendment exists, which also has been violated by the federal government when they passed the NFA. The Fourth Amendment, protection against search and seizure, is violated by the FISA court. My opponent voted for both of those. Well, he didn't vote for the NFA, but he hasn't done anything to repeal it.
Right.
So I need to go look if he actually helped back up any of these other attempts at gun bans. I don't know his position on all of them.
Well,
but on my site, I went through a whole bunch of stuff where he had wonky viewpoints.
Universities being gun-free zones, but people end up bringing guns there and killing. What? Let's just stop that. You should be able to protect yourself. Apparently, the security that's there can't fucking do it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Okay, so here's my thing. All these people keep saying we don't want the military in
our cities,
the country interacting with the civilians.
But that's what the National Guard was for in the first place.
We are the only country in the world that has the majority of our army operating in other countries. They provide security in the country, in every country in the world, except ours. You go to Russia, and even in peacetime, there's soldiers on the streets everywhere. You go to France, you see police officers, and you see soldiers. Same thing in England. Because guess what? They don't just pay them to sit around and do nothing on a base.
Right. But yet, in all those places, except for Poland, well, and Russia, I guess you don't see a rise in Muslims in Russia running around stabbing and raping people. And they're playing a game with helping with the immigration enforcement, saying
that they're not meant to be in the cities used against our own citizens. Correct. Our military is to help protect this country from foreigners. Oh, wait, that's what illegal immigrants are.
And that's what the National Guard is for, is to help. Why do you think the National Guard went to Katrina? Now, maybe some things down there during the Hurricane Katrina weren't done correctly, and maybe a lot of that has to do with the government.
Yeah, so, but here's the thing. You keep saying the National Guard. That's also what the United States military is for.
I agree with you.
If the Mexican army starts flooding across the southern border, we're not just going to say, National Guard, you go handle it. No, we're sending our full military to expel the foreigners. So our full military needs to be back in this country, repelling those foreigners. And if the military is going to be stationed anywhere, those people need to pay for it. Okay? And we're not doing this, we'll loan you money so you can buy our weapons, because you're not buying them from the United States government. You're buying them for private companies. So guess why we're doing that? Because all the Republicans that vote for all this military spending, they're all investing in the
Raytheon,
military contractors. Raytheon, Lockheed Martin. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So enough of that crap. Like,
that's like insider trading. Like,
who's our actual allies in the world?
Nobody that's worth a damn, that's for sure. Like, no, like really.
So when we went to war in Europe, we sent 70% of our military to war in Europe. When we went to war in the Middle East, our biggest allies sent like 0.1% of their military. We have no allies in the world.
No.
So why are we propping up their national defense? Why are we spending our treasure to protect other countries? So if they want our troops to stay there and they're not going to defend their own country, then they need to start paying. If it costs us $15 million to have our troops stationed in Germany, Germany's paying the United States government $15 million. Not buying $15 million worth of crap. They're paying the government $15 million so the taxpayers aren't on the hook. South Korea, we got 50,000 troops stationed on the border with North Korea. Time for South Korea to start paying for those troops, or we're pulling them out.
Yeah.
Period.
But Japan is probably the only place that's really worth us being there. I mean, we did kind of tell them that they can't fucking have a military or weapons, right?
Well, but here's the thing. Like, I think Japan would actually pay.
Yeah, right, and they could.
So I'm okay with the Philippines. You know why I'm okay with us having bases in the Philippines? Not that we have exclusive bases in the Philippines. I would be okay with that because they were a United States territory, and for the most part, they share our values.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's why a lot of naval people end up being stationed in the Philippines.
We can go and help prop up Singapore. They're a rich country that would pay for us to be there if they wanted us there. And they share our values. I'm okay with us going to Taiwan. They're a rich country that could pay for us. And they are a country. They are not a territory of China. No. They are the legitimate government of China that was chased off by the military coup. Like, that's another thing. The United States needs to stop recognizing China, the Chinese Communist Party, as the legitimate government of China. They're not. They never were. They were a military coup. Military coup happens anywhere else in the year. Anywhere else in the world, we don't recognize them as the legitimate government.
Yeah, are we doing that in
so why
South
did we
America?
do it in China? Oh, you want to cripple China real quick? Fine. Cut off all trading with China.
Yeah.
Our prices might get a little bit expensive, but eventually everything's going to getting made here. People are going to make more money because they're going to be competing for labor.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, in about 6 months, China's bankrupt and they're starving.
Yeah, and they're already almost there. So,
and you know what? Trump said he's gonna blah blah blah. You know what? No. Oh, we got some. Looks like we got a message here.
It says cheap viewers on streamboo.com.
Oh. I add that to the block list. So, but you get what I'm saying. So, but all this is stuff that Congress needs to do. Congress needs to pass these laws, and they're not. That's why I'm running for Congress. All of these problems that they've sat there and stared at for 20 years are fixable. They're not that hard to fix. The people we just keep sending keep promising they're going to fix them, and they always refuse to.
Yeah. And Trump saying we're going to have 600,000 Chinese students in this country? What? Over how many years? Was it 2 or 3 years or 4 years or whatever? No, dude. I don't care if small colleges are going to fucking go under. I don't care. Those our youth should be going to those colleges. We already charge them a fucking arm and a leg. Anyways, you're going to let the fucking Chinese Communist Party?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate the same thing with Elon Musk. He did the same goddamn crap. As soon as he is involved in the government, he's like, we need more talented labor from abroad. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We need to build this here.
Look at India right now. They're shitting in the streets. 2 people an hour in India. 2 Indians per hour are getting killed by trains. Trains.
Oh, India. I thought you were talking about California.
No, I'm saying because he wanted to bring people from India over.
Yeah,
with their H-1Bs. I'm like, dude, these aren't the fucking brightest people in the world. They're shitting in the streets.
Oh, and you know what else happens a lot in India? They rape women on buses, on trains. Yeah, no, I think we got enough people to do that here already.
Yeah, they can't even shit in the toilet.
Hey, how about some criminal justice reform? You want to talk some criminal justice reform?
I
got some criminal justice.
The people in India can't avoid trains. They cannot avoid trains. They're dying by trains. These huge, gigantic trains that can only be on tracks, so you know where they're going to be, and they still can't avoid them.
Oh, here's the law Congress can pass that would end the war in Ukraine overnight.
Okay.
Ban all business with any country that trades with Russia.
Yeah.
China would be out. India would be out. European Union would be out. And they can't say that it's bad because we're sanctioning because of a war.
Yeah, and I think
so. If you're going to keep fueling the war, we're not going to do business with you. And guess what? If we stop sending our money to India and China, if we stop sending all of our call center money and all of our tech support money, and if we make Schlumberger move out of Pune, India, and if we make iPhone, they're not moving the production out back to the U.S. They're moving it from China to India.
Yeah.
Well, that could have been cured if they just said no American company can do business, and anybody who does business with China. That war would be over in 48 hours because those countries would pressure China or pressure Russia to stop the war tomorrow, because without our money, they can't afford gas.
Right.
Because Europe cannot pick up that business.
And neither can the BRICS nations.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Because they're all fucking third world countries.
So and guess what? We would throw onto that. We have the Monroe Doctrine. Brazil decided to join BRICS. So guess what? Any country that trades with Brazil cannot do business with us anymore. Guess what? All of Latin America is going to be on their ass because we buy all their products. Mm-hmm. So bet you BRICS it in real quick because Brazil will be toast. Oh yeah, all the countries in BRICS would be gone because we're not going to trade with them because they're doing business with
China.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's one law that would end the war within 48 hours. Why can't Congress do this? Because they're idiots. They don't want to fix the problems.
No, because then their funding would dry up.
Yeah, now we're loaning Ukraine money that they're never going to pay back.
So we're really just giving it to them.
Yeah, and they're spending that money, and it's going loan lease and all that crap. We never got paid back for any of the lend lease that we gave England before World War II. We never got paid back for any of that, so we're not going to get paid it back for for Ukraine. Like, it's all BS. So we also need to unchain Japan as far as their ability to fight and defend themselves and go on the offensive.
Yeah, since they're so close to China.
Because guess what? Yeah, maybe if they build up a military, they'll have more men with testosterone. They'll actually start making babies and cure their population problem.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Like, I'm just saying, if you won't let men fight, they lose their testosterone. Like, I'm not saying you even need to physically fight, but like here we got all these different sports.
Yeah,
like there they got all the martial arts that are mostly about control. They're not about like unleashing aggression, which is what you need to ramp up your testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you don't have that aggression to ramp up testosterone, you end up with Tim Walz.
Yeah. Another one who likes pushing hateful rhetoric and violence.
Oh, all of them. All the Democrats do it.
It's ridiculous.
They all push it. They push it with the intent of getting violence, and then they always they do it for two reasons. They want to try and take away guns, which how does that play out in a democracy when you take away guns? Well, let's see. They took away assault rifles in Canada. Then they took away pistols. Then they took away all guns. And now Ontario's getting on TV and saying if somebody breaks in your house,
leave your fob at the door. Because they're just there to take
no,
the
but
key.
they said if they break in to rape your wife or to rob your house, comply.
Yeah. Feckless.
Don't take the law into your own hands. Comply.
Mm-hmm.
It's the craziest crap. That's the head of the Ontario sector of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Yeah. RCMP. Yeah.
Yeah, which used to be some of the baddest mofos in the world. They've turned into some cooks.
Yep. Well, that's like, yeah.
So we need to decuckify this country and decuckify the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like Tim Walz making fun of Tesla stock going down when half of his estate, their retirement, is invested in Tesla. Like, are you?
Well, are
you stupid?
So you got half their state invested in it, and then he also wants to push EVs, and they're the only ones with an actual marketable EV.
Yeah.
That's what makes it like the most stupid is that's literally who has your marketable EVs.
Hey, you see them everywhere now.
Wow, dude. So like, I mean, all these problems, they're fixable, but all these politicians, like, okay, so the two that I was going to run against, we got, I mean, the guy was perfect to run against, but he's not in my district anymore, and I want to represent my neighbors. You know what I mean? But Pete Sessions, he was the one I was going to be running against. His first campaign, he went around with a trailer full of manure to say that Clinton was full of shit. Well, I think he was saying that he was full of shit.
Yeah, he's the one running around with all the shit.
The only bills he ever passed that spent money in Texas was literally bills to name post offices after his donors.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. Hundreds of them.
I want the RE.
In his 25 years in Congress, hundreds.
I want the REB drive. That's what I want.
The what?
REB drive. Robert E. Brown.
Yeah. So, but like Mike McCall. Oh, and the other side, Mike McCall, he's not doing anything about holding these media companies accountable or stopping these monopolies. Why? Well, because of his in-laws have
invested.
Signal's getting low. Come on.
Because he has.
Sadly, my signal's slowing down, and I'm the one hosting.
Their investment. God, I'm getting fat.
Yeah. So, like, and you know what? I'm like, I'm not gonna try and say, okay, you only get one term in Congress and you go. I'll say, Both houses get 12 years. So 6 terms for House members, 2 terms for Senate. If you can't get your agenda done in that time, you're not going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like taking your car to a mechanic. They have it for 3 months and you keep paying them to work on it and they never fix your car and you keep paying them to work on it. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, term limits, change the CEO pay, just ban allowing CEOs to get paid in stock options. That fixes that loophole right there. So the average Fortune 500 company CEO makes $16 million and 90% of that is in stock options. So if that's stock options at 90% or 10% of the value of the stock, then they're really only being taxed on 15% of their income.
Meanwhile,
I ought to be able to get.
Meanwhile, everybody else is.
I ought to be able to get the Democrats on board with that. Yeah, I ought to be able to get the Democrats on board with that because they're always saying tax the rich. Okay, we'll tax the rich, but that's how you do it. You stop letting them get paid in something that's untaxable.
But then that will take effect on them as well.
Well, but once they're in Congress, they're no longer a CEO. You can't have another job while you're in Congress.
A good point.
Yeah,
well, and because they want to
that will affect their spouses. Like,
yeah,
it'll affect his wife. So, but that's protecting investors too, because like Elon Musk, like Tesla has like what, just under $1 trillion market cap or something like that. So his current contract that he's negotiating is $1 trillion contract in stocks. Mostly in stocks and options. Well, if that's like 900 million or 900 billion in stocks, they're going to have to issue new stock to pay that out to them, which is going to cut the value of every investor's, the value of their investment in half because it's going to dilute their stock. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And he's not going to pay taxes on any of it unless he actions his options. So yeah, no. For now, in any other way, like I can't have you come work for me and give you gifts and pretend I'm paying you, and have that count. Right. So why can they? Like it's ridiculous. Especially, I don't know. So yeah, get rid of the taxes on the companies that actually gets passed on to the people, and make the rich people actually pay their taxes on their money that they got coming in. So, and if they get all of it in stocks, okay, they get it all in stocks. Like the shareholders have to approve that. If that's what they want to do, they want to dilute their own value to pay this guy. Okay, they can do that, but at least they're going to get taxed on all of it. If they get $10 million worth of stock, they're going to be stocked on the, they're going to be taxed on the $10 million in value. Like right then and there, they're going to have to pay $5 million in taxes. I'm okay with that. But they're not going to get $1 million and then $9 million worth of stock options that only like have a value of $15,000 that they can sit on forever. That's actually worth the $9 million. So that's easy to fix. Oh, hey, Marwan HBT. Political assassination does not silence one man. Let's pull this up here. There we go. All right, so Marwan HBT, right, political assassination. Yeah, it doesn't silence one man, but their goal is to silence the entire movement.
And he was a very, very prominent speaker.
Yeah. So that's
and he was bringing in. Here's the problem with what the Democrats have with Charlie Kirk is that he was bringing in the youths by thousands, thousands, and that's what they're afraid of. That's why the leftists, all the colleges are liberal.
Yep,
and they're there to indoctrinate our children.
Yeah, and everything that the Democrats have done to try and lock in their permanent power in Washington was all part of the communist directions to communist parties in the United States that came out and was published in the 1912 Comintern in Europe. They sent the directions here. Racial strife, get into the education system and take it over. Then get into the city governments and take over the cities. Let the other side have the rural areas, and eventually you'll pass them in population. Then bring in legal immigrants that'll thank you for taking them, and they'll always vote for you when they become citizens. Biggest mistake Reagan ever made was asylum.
Yep.
Or what do they call that? No, not asylum.
Amnesty.
So hey, Marwan. So do you know who Charlie Kirk is? I'm just curious. If you're still there.
Yeah. People have been listening to us for an hour and 12 minutes now, 13 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a crazy day. This is kind of like the first stream. Like going forward, I'm going to get on and talk about individual issues for about 15 minutes, but this is kind of like my big, beautiful speech announcing my candidacy officially. I've got all my stuff done with the FEC. Ballotpedia is getting me switched over from the 17th district to the 10th district. I got my new signage in. I got my new flyers in. I got my new petitions ready to go, ready to get this.
Yeah. And if you, I'm gonna be getting some more computers here, so I'll be able to get on with you and get back to my setup that I had before, and we could probably start doing nightly announcements.
Yeah, and I don't want to do long like today. Today I just had a lot to say because we haven't been doing anything in a while, and it was kind of like a huge day with them taking out Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk, man, because dude.
So, I mean,
the man was on point.
Well, dude, we started doing this off and on, 2.5 years ago or something like that? All the way back at the beginning when we were looking at people who we wanted to use their material. Who did we look at? Daily Wire, and who did I want? Turning Point USA.
Kirk. Yeah,
Charlie Kirk. Like, if I had to say anybody is like a role model for like what I believe about conservatism, it was Charlie Kirk.
But you're older than Charlie Kirk. So he can't. Kirk, why do I keep saying Kirk?
Why can't he be a role model because he's younger than me?
Because your role model is supposed to be older than you.
No, they're just supposed to be wiser than you and be what you aspire to.
and
I would say he's both.
Well, you can't fucking take a joke, Rob.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just on that But no,
I was just saying that because in Bob's Burgers. Because I love Bob's Burgers. Bob looks up to Torpedo Jones, and he's all, "I can't be your role model. We're the same age."
Yeah, but I mean, the bottom line is this one.
Yes, he was he was a perfect example of what a true conservative is.
He was a good Christian man. He didn't try and claim to be perfect. He was just trying to do his best by God. Jesus found him. Took control of his life.
He loved his country.
He loved his wife. He loved his kids. He loved America.
Dude, the man would sit there and talk with crazy leftists who would literally insult him, and he would still be calm, cool, and collected and come back at him with truth and facts.
And at the end, just hit him with love and prayers. That's how good of a man he was. He didn't wish harm on anybody. And look what they did to him. And they said he was hateful because, he's anti-trans.
He said stuff that they didn't agree with.
Yeah, what is transing kids? You're literally chopping off children's genitals.
Yes, you're mutilating them.
But that's what it is. You're chopping off their you're chopping off their genitals, and it's just not okay. And that was what he said. He didn't say he hated him. He didn't say he wanted him gone. He said he loved them. He wanted them to get help for their problems, and he wished them the ability to love who they were and to love who God made them to be, and to be happy about the gift that God gave them. Yeah. They Van Jones and his stuff saying that Charlie Kirk was hateful. I watched that guy like every single day. I was watching something that had Charlie Kirk in it. And in what, 10 years that I've been watching him? Like, I know he started Turning Point before that, but that's how long I've been aware of him, about 10 years.
Yeah,
and I've never...
The man went from, I guess he was accepted into Brown. He could have went to Brown University, and he decided no, he was going to start Turning Point Action when he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And look at what he did with the thing. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, Ben Shapiro was 28 when Charlie Cook started it, and Ben Shapiro thought he was going to be the head of the RNC. He ended up doing something way better than the RNC. And,
yeah, I mean, honestly, I think in 4 years he could have been a candidate for president going up against JD.
And I think he probably would have won.
Yeah.
But
so anyway,
this nation is at a loss with that guy, man. That is a big loss. Big loss. Biggest loss that we've had in a long time. And
but I hope there's somebody out there. I hope there's somebody out there that can step into that role.
I think there's a lot of young people whose lives he affected, and I wouldn't be surprised if 4 more people came out.
Yeah, I can't even think of anybody that could even like potentially fill that role. I mean, it's so...
Yeah. Well, that's why it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna have to be somebody young, somebody,
Yeah.
Just like him. But I heard that the people that helped fund Turning Point, they're gonna double down and keep funding it.
Oh yeah, no.
For
the
man,
they didn't kill his message. They made a martyr for the cause of conservatism, for Christianity. I mean, that's the reality.
And like
everything he espoused was the...
Like what Marwan said, political assassination doesn't silence one man. He's not wrong. Now we're going to have thousands of men come out and speak up.
Yeah, the goal isn't silencing one man. The goal is to try and silence the entire movement. But they're not going to shut us up anymore. We were silent for too long.
No.
I was retired. I took care of my stepson. I was done. I'm running for Congress because I can't take it anymore.
This was political. It was absolutely political. Yeah. Don't let anybody... Only one person was shot at that school. Only one person. If it wasn't political, it would have been more than just the one person. Who was
the dude? Was on a roof with a sniper rifle. Did you see the video of the guy running across the roof?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Apparently, conservative speakers now, when they do visits to college campuses, are now going to have counter snipers on hand.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's ridiculous. It's stupid. You shouldn't.
But you know what?
You shouldn't be in fear for your life for speaking freely.
You know what the liberal professors are going to use it as an excuse to shut down conservatives visiting the college campuses. I bet you that's what we get out of this.
I don't think you're wrong, but
I think that's what's going to happen.
That would be wrong, because I think just literally on your campuses, dude. How many people were at that college campus for that man?
You know who could like not take his place, but who could continue the message? But she's not going to do it because she's pregnant. She's about to be a mom. Brett Cooper.
Oh yeah, right. She could, yeah.
She would be great for it. She would be great for it. I don't know how Ben did her dirty, but he did her dirty.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously she had to do an NDA to get out. But you could just tell her reaction, and they tried to put her best friend in, like taking over the comment section, and but she'd be good on that message. Yeah, she'd be good on that message.
I never watched a lot of Brett Cooper stuff because she's a little young for me, and I don't really listen to a lot of female.
Well, I mean, Charlie Yeah, you should, dude. Now that Megyn Kelly's not tied to anybody, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Now that she's doing what she wants to do, she's amazing. Now that Brett Cooper is doing her own thing, she's amazing.
Yeah, Isabel Brown is now with the Daily Wire.
Candace is doing her own thing, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know about Candace, bro. The whole Macron thing, Candace, you probably should have just...
Well, but she does kind of have a point.
I'm not saying she doesn't, but from what it looks like...
No. But what she said was, the point she made was, I want to get to Discovery. Because she don't think they'll comply with Discovery, and the whole thing will go away, which them not complying with Discovery will prove she's right.
Well, they've already sent her pictures, allegedly, of Mrs. Macron and her brother in the same picture, and it's been proven that is two different people. So
Discovery is a DNA test.
Personally, I think Bridget kind of looks like I don't know. At the very least, she's a groomer. At the very least, she is a groomer.
Huh?
In my opinion.
Who is?
Dude,
Oh, Macron.
Bridget.
Macron's wife.
Bridget
okay.
Macron, yeah.
Macron's husband.
No, not. Shut up, dude. We're going to get sued by Macron now. These two little guys in their fucking bathroom in their fucking studio.
Sue me. They're not getting anything unless I get elected.
Right. How are you going to get blood from a turnip?
Yeah. I dude, like after my ex-wife tried to take everything from me, I locked up everything so I can't even get it. I wasn't stupid after that.
Smart.
Yeah, so my second wife never even tried because she knew I did that.
But anyways, yeah, man.
But I mean, there's a
bad day.
There's a lot we can talk about. You know, everybody, like, I hope you guys can get the chance. Let me see. Let me put this up here.
Rob Brown for Congress.
So we're going to do this and show that. Hold on. I got to take down the notes. All right. See, I got get it. U.S. House, Texas, 10th District. How do you like that? Nope, that's not the one I meant to do. There we go. So there we go, guys. Go to brownfortexas.com. You can see my whole platform. You kind of got an idea where I'm going. And my thing is that, like, there's what, 220 members of Congress. 180 of them have been in Congress for like 20 years on the Republican side. 180 have been in Congress for at least 10 years. Like, I think it's 95 have been there for over 20 years. And none of them have given us what they promised us for 20 years. So it's time to swap these people out and get some people that are going to at least try and get the job done. The ones that are there, like Mike McCall, who I'm running against, are no longer trying. So go to brownfortexas.com, check out my site, check out my platform. I got my stance on there. I got how I would like to legislate. And I'll be talking more on it here, too. Like some of my details of some of my plans I'm not going to put on there because I'm pretty sure they'll come after me with how bad I'm going to screw over the evil in power.
Where else
if I
can
make it to
find
Congress? I don't know right now. I don't really have any events. I'm just out going door to door and talking to people right now.
You're not on any other social media or anything?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm everywhere, but like I'm assuming if people find me, like literally I'm on well, I don't have a campaign page. I got the podcast page on all the sites. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Live, Nemo, X. And on X, it's Brown for Texas too. I just changed that over.
That's what I was trying to get out of you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm on there on X too, Brown for Texas. And I'm actually going to switch it up. I'm going to change my handle to Brown for Texas and change my name back to Robert Brown because I want people thinking about the name Robert Brown when they go and look at their ballot on March 3rd. So, yeah, dude. Got 6 months until the election and Got about 2 months to get all my signatures ready because I need to submit them between November 1st and November 29th. So getting ready. I got to start over because I had my paperwork filled out for District 17. So now I got to redo all the signatures. So we'll get it going though. So anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. There's you can go visit the page. What has been scrolling across the bottom here? I can't see it.
I don't know.
What is the ticker? Oh, it's the support our channels. Great merch at thewarmongershop.com.
Yeah, I didn't
not actually a warmonger. It's the gaming thing. So yeah, it just kind of cuts it off on the screen. So anyway, I thank you guys for joining us. Brad, did you have any final thoughts? We'll get on for something short tomorrow. Maybe around 7 o'clock is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll only do 15, 30 minutes tops. Then so you can get back to your
unless
kids
of course we go off the rails.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did tonight. But again, man, yeah, everybody pray for the family of Charlie Kirk. He had a wife and two young daughters, right?
Did he have daughters?
So,
either way, they were young. And
they're daughters.
They're gonna grow up. I know he had at least one daughter, but maybe it was two. I can neither confirm nor deny. But yes, their two children have lost their father today, 31 years old. Great man. Great Christian man.
Two daughters. Is it two daughters? I think it's two daughters.
I was really sad, and most of the day, well, half of the day anyways, while I was at work, it was hard. It was hard not to sob.
And I was out trying to work, and I did one more gig, and because I'm doing gig work to help get extra money to spend on the campaign because the flyers and the signs and all that aren't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one, I'm trying to get hats and t-shirts and stuff for the campaign. So yeah, dude, I was a wreck. I couldn't focus on anything after that. I just came home and, told my wife and got a big hug because she knows how much Charlie means to me, as a man and what I think he is to, I think he's the perfect role model for, young men.
And apparently older men.
I'm not even going to, but I'm not even going to say just young conservatives. He's a great role model for young men and what they should strive for.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. Even as much as I like what Trump's trying to do, and I've kind of come around a little bit on JD Vance and come around a little bit on Ted Cruz. Once he got done with his Trump derangement, he became a little more sane. I've come around on those guys, but I didn't believe in any of them like I did Charlie, and I think Charlie had an even bigger impact than Trump has had on the conservative movement.
Absolutely.
So it was just because he's building the next generation of conservatism and Christianity. So
and he's pointed out the lies of the mainstream media that the mainstream media has been pushing on the younger children and the younger generations.
So I'll finish this off.
He's definitely the role model for a man, and he's a great man. And the world is a lot worse off without him.
Yeah, and I got to say again, FCC Commissioner Brandon. Oh, I know his name.
Carr.
What is his name?
Carr.
Huh?
Carr.
Yeah, Brandon Carr. You need to pull. MSNBC was doing the same thing with the loud sound heard at Trump rally. Yeah, they were doing the same crap. This time they literally said.
CNN was saying Trump ally. I'm like, what? He was more than just a Trump ally. He was an ally to conservatism.
MSNBC literally said, it was something like it. It could have been a Trump supporter firing their gun in celebration. Well, Trump supporters have actually been trained with guns, and no conservative would fire a gun near a crowd unless they were trying to stop somebody that was trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
So
this is America, not Mexico.
Yeah, it's not the Middle East. We don't fire guns in the air at weddings. It's not a knock to the Middle East. That's just literally what they do there.
That's what they do in Mexico and in third world countries. That's what they do because apparently fireworks are too expensive.
So anyway, guys, well, thanks a lot. I hope we didn't go too far off the rails, and I don't even think there's a lot of right versus left in that. I think I spent most of the time I was talking about the things that the Republicans are doing wrong. So it was kind of right versus right. They talk a good game, but then they don't follow through. So
yeah, but are they really part of the right? That's debatable as well.
Yeah,
like
well,
said,
I mean,
they campaign on one thing and then do nothing.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, we'll see. I'll at least see you tomorrow. Hopefully, Brad will be able to join us for like a 15-minute chat. Otherwise, you're going to see me every night between now and March 3rd as I continue to try and get the message out as I'm trying to go to Congress so I can actually like fulfill some of the promises the Republicans have been making for 20 plus years.
My battery's about to die.